Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at the 20. Back to throw. Goff. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Brandon Cooks, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Rams are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Zerline good with a PAT. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone. It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go. Pressure. I love it. We'll see if they dial it up this drive. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instinct. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves. He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
First down, Lions.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. From the 50 at Stafford. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion. Kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football. 2nd and 10, Stafford again. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. John Johnson with the INT. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where is he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football. Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough.
Come on. 180. You.
A play fake to Gurley. Now gone. Over the middle. That's hauled in by Kupp. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Goff now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. They run out of the shotgun with Gurley. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Hey, kill. We're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet. Tighten up. Motion.
On the toss, it's Gurley. And he's taken down inside the 30. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
These two teams all tied after one. Second quarter now from Los Angeles. It is the Rams in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Ready? Kill. Turn it up. Kill. Turn it up.
On first down, it's Gurley. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Now watch one. Check 37. 51's the mark.
On 2nd and 12, Goff.
Let's bring it.
He'll find Reynolds over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
First down and 10 yards to go.
We go tonight. 180. It's just me and you.
Goff going to hand it to Gurley. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Let's go, D. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day. No.
Now Goff will hand this one to Gurley. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down.
Value 1. 50 smoke. 51's the mic.
Gone. And it's caught for a Rams touchdown by Brandon Cooks. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Rams have taken the lead. Zerline connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. touchdown. It's Zerline. He'll kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
And Detroit getting set to go now. That 7-0 lead in there is short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
8 yards on the pickup brings up 2nd and 2 at the 31-yard line.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A gain of 32 that time.
And the Lions first down.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And he finds Danny Amendola. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Aqib Talib. Touchdown, LA!
Now, that was a beautiful play. A pick 6. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Zerline now for the PAT. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, Stafford. Throw left side, complete. It's James. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
That was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Throwing again is Stafford. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Incomplete. Both players were there offensively and defensively, but it falls incomplete. Stafford will stay out there. He'll lead his guys up to go for it on fourth down. They are going to go for it. It's Stafford. And Jones has it over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. The final shot before the break, Stafford. And he whips that one incomplete there. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. There you have it. Halftime quickly over. Third quarter, here we go. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Rams going to get the football first here, and they look to build on their lead as the second half gets started.
We play to win. Let's go.
Goff will lead the Rams up here first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now it's Goff off the bootleg. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Goff turns and gives to Gurley. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there and a first down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Gurley. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They pick up 11 in addition to moving the chains. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Now Gurley. And that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
They'll try the air now with Goff. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
26, Mike. 26.
Operating from the gun. Stafford over the middle. It's Amendola. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
On 2nd and 11 now. Stafford. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Aaron Donald with a sack.
It's a team game, but sometimes individuals do stand out, don't they? How about that for a twofer? Tackle for loss on the running play on the previous down, and then comes right back and gets a sack.
Third and long. It's Stafford. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They'll wind up with 17 on that one, but they're still a bit short here for 4th. Here we go with Johnson. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. To throw is Stafford. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off around the 27. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40. Amendola, the intended receiver.
The Rams take over 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Goff. Open man, Higbee, the tight end.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter. It's a good running back dive play.
On the draw, Goff gives to Gurley. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd down. To throw is Goff. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. That, I believe, will put him over 100 yards receiving for the game. Yes, it will. And he's got a first down to boot. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now a draw as Goff gives to Gurley. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. This defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creating. All you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake it the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
Check, go back. We got motion. Back up.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Goff. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Trey Flowers in there to bury him for a loss of 11. So Goff, he'll try to refocus after the sack. The Rams now set up with a tough one, a 3rd and long.
Hey, I'm coming. Switch. Value three.
Out of the gun, Goff. And that will be incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
And this will be off the right upright, but he banks it in. A high degree of difficulty there, but he gets it to go. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 27. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. Nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd down.
Usually the offense has an answer to anything a defense throws at them, including a safety valve, and that's what they did on that play. They went there, but the defense still made an excellent play and held them to no gain.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Definitely desperation time. This just looks like, hey, throw it down there, hope that your guy can make a play.
You want him to make a play, but if not, maybe you get a pass interference call. And you know in the NFL, that's a spot foul. You get all that yardage. That would be a big play.
And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. Touchdown, Detroit. Kenny Galladay, 73 yards. And the Lions are able to draw a bit closer.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
They go for just one here as it's up and good. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
The Rams take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
50, come on! 180! Yeah, let's go sack lunch.
Throwing now, Goff. Airing it out deep for Woods. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Robert Woods, the intended receiver that time. That'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And he'll get this one up to the 26. The tackle there by Quandre Diggs.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Foreseeing completion on 1st down, then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
The Rams on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now it's gone. This pass complete to Reynolds. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup, and it'll give him a first down.
At the 43-yard line.
They go play action with Gurley. Now gone. He's going to air it out deep for... It's caught inside the 25. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, gone. His throw caught right around the 6. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. And one of the whistles for timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Goff going to throw it. And it's intercepted at the goal line. A great read, and it's picked off. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. He's at the 40, and that will write a finish to this ball game. Well, partner, even though my phone alarm failed me this morning and I missed our AM workout, we still made it through this thing together, didn't we?
Well, you always know I need extra work.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. The setting in this dome just serves to amplify the excitement of the folks in New Orleans as their Saints burst from the tunnel a moment ago. They're set, and we're set as well as the Saints get ready to do battle with the Detroit Lions. The kicker for the Saints, Will Lutz, has it teed up, and here we go from New Orleans. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Set, 250. Check, 47. Here we go.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Back to the ground. This time it's Anderson. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Tackle there by Alex Anzalone. This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. From the gun, here's Stafford. It's caught. Jones. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Stafford to Jones, enough for a Lion first down. So opening drive, third down, they complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it. And receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps upfield, break towards the middle, and the ball should be there, and then they can do some work afterwards.
So here's a first and 10 at the 38. Out of the gun, Stafford. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one goes for 30 yards.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's first and 10 just outside the 30. A give to Anderson here out of the gun. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So after the penalty, here's second and 3. From the gun, Stafford. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Cameron Jordan wreaking havoc with a sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's fourth down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive does yield points. Maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, first and 10 at about the 32. From the gun, it's Breeze. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. That one goes for 24 yards.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players who somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to lead to a third down. Shotgun now for Breeze. He's going to look deep down the field. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got it? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
And give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
All right. Let's go, B. Let's go.
They'll run it with Kamara. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Saints have taken the lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way we do it.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Cameron Jordan able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. The pass complete, this one to Danny Amendola. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. 23 yards the pickup there. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver, because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
Here's Johnson, and he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
Not much happening there on 1st down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
On 2nd down, Anderson. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. C.J. Anderson, 28 yards. And the Lions are going to jump back in front. And they're able to run it in. It started with the battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
He's going to air one out. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Jared Cook, the tight end, was the target. And it's 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turf. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Devon Kennard drops him for a loss of 10. And it's going to be 4th and long. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Ready. Yellow lady.
Fans, a reminder, I have a note card here that says ad-lib halftime previews. So I guess let's do just that as we'll hand things over to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando when this one reaches halftime. He's got a man, complete. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great, let's go for the end zone. If not, settle for a field goal. Looks like they can try to hit pay dirt. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3. Throwing again on second down. Breeze. There goes a deep ball. End zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. A gain of 13 and also a first down. Now Breeze. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Saints have retaken the lead.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Are you looking forward?
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
Big stop, G. Big stop.
Again, it's Breeze. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite, but in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. Under a minute to play here in the half. Time for a late drive.
It makes sense when you think about it. Hey, try and get a field goal. Give yourself a lead going into the half. But if you're going to do this, you better have supreme.
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Marvin Jones, 67 yards. And the Lions strike quickly here for 6 points. Extra point good by Prater. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
You better be afraid. Right here, guys. Fight 51. Mike 51. Hey, Charlie.
To throw, it's Breeze. He's going to air one out. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, New Orleans. Traquan Smith. As the first half is winding down. And the Saints are able to strike quickly for 6. They erased that deficit pretty quickly, did they not? A two-play drive.
What do we call that? Short-lived?
Very.
Very short-lived. 2 plays later, they're in the end zone and back out in front. We always talk about drives, don't we? Does 2 plays count as a drive?
Not really, but that second play was so good. I don't care what we call it. It was enjoyable to watch. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. 14 seconds, all that's left of this first half as they come up on first down. A shotgun snap for Stafford. Throwing deep for Galladay. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. Kenny Galladay, the intended receiver. And it's second down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. The final shot before the break, Stafford. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So he comes out of nowhere. He's got this handlebar mustache, greasy hair, and he says, would you rather eat a jar of mayonnaise or 3 sticks of butter? And I'm well, all right, never mind. Third quarter action now. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he simply... taking a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. So Brees going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Check.
They start the second half with Kamara. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 24-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Watch the twist. Hey, kill. Go.
Working from the gun, it's Brees. Rashard Matthews here on the catch. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
I know we just saw a nice throw and catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
Brees to throw on 3rd and 1. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll be second down.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're on to something.
And I think a lot of that is simply if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
The Saints on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now Breeze again. And Cook has it left side. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Breeze now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Breeze to throw again. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Cook. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
A 4-receiver set here. 3 to the left, 1 to the right, 2nd and 6. Again, they'll throw with Breeze. Throw left side complete. That's Cook. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Breeze going to come up here, 1st and 10, and he's 6 of 7 now on this drive. Breeze now to throw. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Call it a gain of 14 for the second play in a row. Into the red zone, it's Breeze. And a good quarterback faced nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The man they call Snacks, Damon Harrison. What an effort from him on that play. Big tackle for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Throwing now is Breeze. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Matthews the intended target, and that'll make it 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. The Saints on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and forever. Breeze going to throw. Oh, he stays up, able to push his way through. Flush to his right. Looking for Ginn, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And to the 12. That's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. After the interception, here's Stafford. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Anderson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a 1st down. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Good at, ladies! Monday!
To throw on 2nd down is Stafford. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. It's a 4-yard pickup, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. He's up to 88 yards receiving in the ball game now, and he's got a 1st down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to the ground, Anderson trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to throw up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
47's the mic, boy, 47. Check, 47. I got it.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And Amendola with a catch. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. A touchdown is paramount here on 1st and goal, but got to be careful. Don't want to leave too much time on the clock for Drew Brees. They'll run. Anderson. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And they're knocking on the door. 2nd and goal now in a one-score game. On second down. Johnson. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Lions have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The 2017 All-Pro Darius Slay there in coverage, knocking it away. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter about winning.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle. As a visiting team, as an underdog, you were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them. It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being an underdog, winning the turnover battle is a big key, and this one's playing out in this one. They'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. But forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. Back to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Inside of a minute to go now. 2 timeouts left. Still in pretty good shape.
I think they're in excellent shape here if they use the timeouts judiciously and use the sideline as an additional timeout.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. He's going to let it fly. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Rashard Matthews, the intended target, and it's 3rd and short. A really nice knockdown. He gets so much pressure in these situations on defensive backs. What are they taught?
Play the ball, not the man, because if you have a pass interference penalty in this spot, boy, oh boy, you put your team in a bad place.
14 yards through the air. Caught the D off guard on 3rd and 1. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Try to go back to Matthews there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. He's back to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ballgame. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. He'll look to throw. And he's across for the touchdown. And it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. Lutz with the extra point, and it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Let's go.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Hey, number 20. Shot 56. Bandit. Bandit.
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep down. It got his man, complete. A big play there for Detroit. 46 yards.
A gain of 46 yards on the play. 1st down, Lions.
So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. With 1 second to go, this to send us to overtime. And this one is right down the middle. And that's going to tie the ball game at 27 all. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 21. They begin the drive with Johnson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. He wasn't able to really get anything going in regulation. Maybe it'll be a little different story here in overtime.
And it appears that with that call, they want to establish the run in overtime, try and set the tone for what they're going to get done. And you're right, maybe it didn't work so well in regulation. Overtime could be the charm. And by the way, the yards count either way.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. Handoff comes to Anderson. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. First throw in overtime for Stafford. This complete to Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there and a Lion first down. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Set. 180. March 47. 32.
Out of the gun, Stafford. He'll take a shot for the end zone. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to bring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about you. Throw one.
Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. So we will see yet another drive in this overtime.
For whatever reason, neither team able to finish this game off. I know that the first thought is, does anyone really want to win it? But I think that they both desperately want to win it, and sometimes you force things, and that leads to errors.
Well, it's out there for the taking. We'll see who can do it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Well, right now, every little bit of yardage helps. They're obviously well within his range. It's just about keeping the football and getting in the right spot.
Know your kicker as you mentioned, get it to the right spot, the place that he wants to kick it from. And if you do decide to throw the football, it either goes to your team or no one. It's the only kind of throw you make.
Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play, but there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker, and we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. Third down now, it's C.J. Anderson. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. And he's just short. He got 6 of the 7 he needed, so that leaves a decision here on 4th and a yard. So here's the veteran kicker, Matt Prater. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. But we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense,